Hey y'all, happy Friday. Time in California is 11:17 p.m. and I'm just getting in. You guys are probably seeing the news. It is going down in downtown Oakland, California. Do you understand? San Jose, California is lit too. We don't give a fuck. You feel me? Shit's being set on fire. I have never seen anything like that in my life. Now I understand because I was too young for the Rodney King thing what happened to him because I think I was in ninth grade. But people were tearing shit down too. I'm learning a lot about protesting and what happened. There's a day crew, the people who are just there really for the cause and speak the word and do things peacefully. After dark, the freaks come out and people start fucking some shit up. It's like we're gonna tear your motherfucking house down from all over. It's not just black people. I mean, I saw mostly white people fucking some shit up and busting stuff up. It was going down. It was nice unity, though, between the Asians, Latinos, and you know what I'm saying, the Anglo-Saxons and the African-Americans. It was going down. But I have been through tear gas tonight. I have seen people do graffiti and spray painting onto over shit. Now I see why people had their businesses boarded up and protection. I have seen Walgreens on Broadway and 14th get busted into, literally. They start busting and start tearing shit up. It was going down. And then you start to feel and hear multiple huge bangs and witness tear gas. It's not fun. My eyes are still red. Okay, there's a lot happening in my life. Whenever you see a black person run or a couple black people run or a group of black people run, just don't ask, just go. Gunshots, shit being set on fire, dumpsters being set on fire. There's a lot happening in my life. And so something told me to take BART because I don't want to, I don't know, just be safe. Just get right there in the middle. But they did not let me off at the stop at 12th Street BART. And so I got off in the next street and walked over, and other dudes and people are just sitting here like revved up. We're going to fuck some shit up. We're going to sit there and make our word heard. But that's not what happened. People are just fucking shit up. I don't understand that. I mean, I get it, but and on the way home, I had to walk about 15, 20 minutes because BART was already closed. And so I waited for an Uber to get home safely by the lake, away from the downtown where the action was. There's a lot happening up here, and gunshots and tear gas shots and probably what do you call those, rubber bullets? I'm looking at all kinds of helicopters and drones. I've seen my first police drone, by the way, tonight. That was interesting. But it was going down. It was like warfare going on. And so on the way, when my Uber driver was giving me a ride home on 580, because I live by the zoo, kind of sort of like, you know what I'm saying, by Eastmont. But I literally kid you not, because we were both like, whoa, what's going on? But he was like, there was like literally about 30, it had to be at least 30 squad cars in full code 3 motion going down 580 going towards San Leandro must have been working with Oakland. So San Leandro or CHP, somebody, they all must have come down in order to come code 3 down to downtown Oakland where I just left from. But it was going down. They are trying to they set some shit on fire. They are not playing with this shit. I understand that we have every right to be mad because we're sick of this shit. You feel me? The simplest fix for this, and it kills me because it just confirms all the racism, all this other shit. And I have a lot of good cop friends. I have a lot of good cop friends that know right from right and wrong from wrong. You feel me? And still standing for truth and justice. Retired or still active. And I also know a couple who are kind of questionable. You feel me? But it's still going to be a homie but from afar. But I peep some shit too. We're not stupid. If you voted for Trump, if you do that again, we got a real problem. I'm going to question you about your morals because now you see all he's done, all he stands for. He couldn't even sit there and put Barack Obama's picture up in the White House in a tradition because he hates us that much for all the protests and things that are going on because he's not, there's a lot wrong with this country. Some of you guys acknowledge and some of you guys won't. But it's true. The simplest fix for this is that, and I'm going to say something here because I've worked with law enforcement, been surrounded by law enforcement, legal work, paralegal, whatever the fuck. I've seen it all. I've seen injustice done. I've seen a lot of good done, but also injustice done too. Think about Oscar Grant. All that happened to him and Mesley just walked off pretty much slate clean. But people are not being held accountable because we all look out for our own, right? We're our brother's keepers, right? But if you know something's wrong, we're supposed to sit there and collar yank back and be like, yo, bruh, this ain't right. I'm going to fuck you up. So the simplest fix for this would have been as that one cop who had whatever beef with this dude, who, by the way, I saw the whole video, not just about what happened with him being on the ground, being choked to death with the knee in the back of his neck where he can't breathe. But what happened before that? That dude never resisted arrest. There is no way that officer should have gotten third-degree murder. Do you understand? And he has a previous background of abusing other civilians, especially blacks. He did it on purpose. He did so comfortably. He had intent. And that was premeditated. That dude wasn't even bothering him. Again, racial profiling. So while this dude is killing this dude on the ground, we have 3 other officers who stood back and watched and did not a motherfucking thing. Do you feel me? So if that was a normal situation that was not cops and just say even friends playing around, something like that happened, that's like Dante putting his fucking knee on my fucking neck and same thing happened to me and his homies watch. They'd all be locked up and under the gun, whatever else, hung, jury done, whatever, execution. That's it. You feel me? But that dude should have been charged with first-degree murder. That was not second degree. That's not third degree with manslaughter. He premeditated that part. He was too comfortable in what he did. And he has a track record that speaks. And for the 3 that saw him and did nothing about it but just stand by, either also charge them with murder as well or accessories to first-degree murder. So where are the other 3 now? Now, I don't want you guys to think I am bashing cops because I'm a huge fan of law enforcement. I was a badge bunny. Still am a huge fan of law enforcement. I know too many good cops. But I just know some shit's fucked up when I see it. And this shit's out of pocket and is getting old. Not the first time I've seen it. And then for that chief of the department who just brush things off and just say, okay, I'm going to give you a slap on the hand and just go ahead and fire you and let you live your life. No, motherfucker, that's not how it works. You need to be held accountable too. Because you knew what you saw. There is no question about it. It's not, what do you call it? It's not, I forgot the name because I'm half asleep right now and my eyes are still burning from the damn tear gas. It's not consequential. Well, not consequential. I forgot the name of it. It's concrete evidence. It's not circumstantial. It's concrete evidence. And he knows that this guy had a pattern. He still tried to give him off the scapegoat. It just confirms his character too. Regardless of color, he's allowing this to happen, allowing that track record to happen. That chief needs to be held accountable to and fired. The simplest thing they had to do. I'm hearing gunshots right now. It's going to be lit this whole motherfucking weekend. Do you understand? I'm hearing gunshots right now. It's going to get worse. So because the chief of that department did not make a correct decision, because those 4 officers were still walking free and still being protected, you have not just upset a family, but the whole fucking country, as you could see. The Pebble and Pond effect. And to hear Donald Trump sit there and talking about us being thugs, whatever else, or fighting back, but we're tired of the abuse. Wasn't he a Klansman too, and his daddy? He's supporting this. And the first guy started the vandalism for that Minneapolis thing that happened even last night. That was a cop that somebody recognized off duty. But he was white, but I guess he gave a scapegoat for that one. But we're savages, though, even though you kill us. The simplest fix was to do due diligence and to charge those men, arrest them up front after firing them, all 4 of them. He could have avoided all this. And it sucks because as I have good friends and acquaintances and fam in different departments for law enforcement who are good cops and solid cops, they are now having to face this shitstorm because of this fucked up situation that even had nothing to do with them. One bad apple that spoils the bunch. One bad apple that gives everybody else a bad rap. I need to say that, I keep hearing gunshots. It's going to be lit. People are pissed. I at first, and I still follow a lot of what Martin Luther King says about peaceful protests. I believe in standing in numbers. That's part of what my sorority shows, my secret society shows, even for my sisters, what we show. We stand in solidarity, strength in numbers. But there's a way to do things. And then where Martin Luther King was more peaceful, there's Malcolm X was more, he was more structured, but more aggressive. But for the Nation of Islam, what I can say about them, they stand strong in solidarity too. More militant, more get things done, more don't hold your tongue, but they were organized. For what I saw tonight, I think that I know both leaders would be very ashamed because that's not who we are. We're acting out as what we're being stereotyped as. And it's not even just us. I'm looking at it, mostly white people were sitting there acting fools tonight. There were some black folks acting fools too, but the white folks took it to a whole new level. There's a lot happening in my life. I got no video. But they still label us as savages. Like, what the fuck do we do? I was talking to somebody earlier about that too on the way over to the protest. Our people are very welcoming and warm people. You know what I'm saying? Always welcoming and warm. But as much as white people, they can't stand us. They hate us. Always beat us down on fear of slavery. All the stuff that happens to us, even racial profiling, even what happened with Floyd. They still want to be us. But what do we do to them to make them hate us so much? Why do they fear us so much and try to keep us beating down? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're the savages, but yet they're the ones killing us. And we're not the only ones. But anyway, there has to be a better way to handle this. Because I saw that, speaking as a small business owner, even if I'm rebuilding my business now, I saw a lot of small businesses that got their windows busted out and things like that being vandalized. And they had nothing to do with this situation. What did Walgreens do to you to where you have to bust into their business and start stealing and breaking in windows and vandalizing that corporation? But they had nothing to do with what's going on here. For someone's car that was on the street, what does it have to do with you? What did they do to you to have you stomp on their car, stomping their fucking, their top and their roof in? And they're not even there, but they had no part in whatever happened with Mr. Floyd. You have to learn how to direct your anger to where it's geared towards. So if it's towards that law enforcement department, and that's another thing too, because I had to correct somebody tonight too. A couple people, because you're talking about fuck the police and fuck OPD, all this other stuff. And I'm like, OPD had nothing to do with what happened with this dude. This is an isolated situation. So why are you punishing everybody else for one person's mistake? We have to think and do better, people. That's called misdirected anger. And then you wonder why the cops look at us with such guard because of things like this right here. Because I could be a good cop and be cool with you, never had no problem. One other dude fucks up all of a sudden, I'm called a pig, whatever else. Like, what the fuck did I do? I just trying to sit there and say hi. But you have to realize what you're doing. There has to be a different way. So I love how me and my sisters talk. I'm still waiting to hear back from NAACP Oakland because we former member and my son was too. Need to reinstate that too, but still going to be back to active. It's time to get back in there. But how do you make your voice heard on different notes to where it's more strength or strong, but not to where it hurts people that have nothing to do with this situation? You feel me? All these setting cars on fire and all this other stuff that's going on, you're hurting people that have nothing to do with this isolated situation. Attack that situation. Don't just look for a reason to just bust up everybody's shit because you're mad. That's kind of stupid. So what I'm learning is in future, I'm still going to go back to the protest tomorrow, but I'm going to go during the daytime. I'm not going at nighttime because anything after nighttime, I'm going to advise you guys. You'll see on the news for Oakland. I was there. San Jose was lit too. Stay your asses at home after dark. Stay away from downtown. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be lit. I've never seen that many police cars in that. No, I've seen that before. That was after the 4 officers for their burial when we did their memorial service. But other than, no, not even, yeah. But I've never seen that like this. They were in code 3. That was a lot happening. We have to figure out a different way, you guys. Tonight was an experience. I'm going to post the videos about what I went through because, man, when I heard them gunshots and I heard that tear gas pop and I felt and I smelled it, it was a wrap. It's time to run. That's what happened in my life. Tear gas is not yum yum. Let me say it one more time. If I didn't need some Visine for my eyes right now, it's going down. I don't like it. It's not yum yum. You can still smell it through your mask too. It'd be going down. I don't know. You can't breathe. It's not yum yum. But just because you're mad, why do you feel like you have to bust up somebody else's shit? So the police department, I can kind of get that for Minneapolis, but not for Oakland because Oakland had nothing to do with that incident. Why you sitting there fucking with them and they're just sitting there like, hi, how are you doing? Don't mind me. But everything has a way to work out. Just pray for our country, you guys. We really need it. And I'm still praying for all of our black men. The reason why I came down there was not just to just be a part of experience. My son, my God bro, and I believe what my God bro said about martial law. I could see that happening after what I saw tonight. Damien, it was going down. But I pray for all my strong men, my men that surround me. I pray for Libra Gang, for JB, for all my men, period. I like to see my kings grow, and I don't like to see them hurt. I've seen too much. And I've heard too much on both sides, and it's just not, it needs to stop. So my thing was to support, and I still hear gunshots or tear gas gun blast, something, 1 or 2. It's going to be lit tonight. It's only 11:34. This weekend's going to be lit, y'all. Stay away from Oakland, downtown, and stay from downtown San Jose for this weekend. Justice will be served. And there's something I need to talk to my family about offline because I have some information. Whatever happens, do not punish parties that are not a part of the situation. Just focus on those individuals. Do you understand? Not the families, not the mothers and the daughters or their children, whatever was involved. That has nothing to do with them. Focus on those individuals who were involved in that matter and leave it at that. Stop misdirecting anger. Anyway, you guys have a good night. I'll post the other videos about what happened earlier in a second.